All right. Try that. Unbelievable. Okay. Yeah, we're doing better now. No intro, so we'll wait till everybody get it. You are back. Yes. Good deal. No intro this time. Screw the intro. There it goes. There goes the notification. So, uh, um, we're still going slow. I so, anyways, I apologize for my unprofessionalism. Seems like a plague, no matter what you do. So, but I think it's a little bit better. So, thank you guys for coming back in. And I should have titled it the same, but hey, what are you gonna do, right? So, anyways, I hope you guys are having a good Friday. I know it's early so far, so there you go. Cheers. I bought this coffee in Oklahoma City. It's pretty good food, and they had this coffee called Snickerdoodle, whatever. It's flavored coffee, no sugar, nothing. And I bought it and got it home and paid a decent price for it, which then I look at the ingredients. There's all these chemicals and stuff in it, like caramel color. Who the hell needs to add caramel color to coffee? So it's kind of irked me too. I'm a complainer today because that's what we do now, right? That's what we do. We get on Facebook and we complain about the brokers. We complain about the everything. We complain that it's everybody else's fault but our own. And that was the original intent of this video is get out of your heads. Seriously. So let's do some shout outs, some re-shout outs. Yes, it's responding. Thank you very much. Old school, new school, you are back. Don, what's up? Says Don. Wheel burner, found you. I'm not hard to find. Red Diesel, what's up? Max Force, how's it going? Sterling, Hua. Don is now saying hello. Sage News Live. Hey now, Mrs. Nevada is watching. Thank you. Shannon, good morning. Nevada says he's got my back. Desert Pam says I'm back. Coming through Hood on RN. Know what that means. Morning, everyone from I-80 westbound towards California. Oh man, you might be running some weather, right? Let's see. Top of the morning, Bowl of the Woods. Coming in good. Okay. Like I have no idea what that means. Yeah, I mean, look. I've got the video up on my phone in front of me. Well, I did last time, but it was the computer that was reacting, right? Like if I clicked on a comment, it was being delayed, and that was kind of annoying. The websites weren't coming up, so that was kind of the deal that was frustrating me because I believe I have a lot to say. I mean, I always have a lot to say. Sometimes I talk too much, but um, it's I don't know. I just had a frustrating day yesterday, and I didn't even have to call on any loads. That was the thing. So it's one of those days where I look back, I'm like, what did I do yesterday? I mean, I took calls. Don't get me wrong, but I don't think I had to book anything. Now today's going to be different. I got to book a lot of things today, but we'll see. It's low board the Polka Viking Caveman School Bus Driver Metalhead. Are you trying to add to my name? What's that cool looking cup I got? That you got? Or I got? I got this coffee. It's like dragons and stuff. Dragons are cool. Dragons are cool, man. That you got? Okay. It's cold in Nebraska, 18 degrees. That's cold for Florida boy. Yeah, it's gonna drop in the 20s here tonight. Tomorrow would have been a perfect hunting day, but my hunting trip was canceled because of a shipper in Georgia. So, um, and multi-stop loads. Stuart, what's up? Truckers Anonymous, good morning. Hey, Steve, glad to see another live. You always keep things bright and positive. Not today. A breath of fresh air compared to other YouTubers spreading fear, hate, and lies, and your own thoughts is appreciated. Well, I tried to do that. I've had people call me and say, Steve, I had to turn off your video. It was too depressing. So, but yeah, I mean, look, I will not criticize other YouTubers because they usually get bigger numbers than me, but that negativity gets to you, and here's a perfect example of what I'm getting to, what I want to allude to on this video, is that if you're struggling with finances, if you're struggling with your business, there is so much mental power that's wasted on people and videos that mean nothing and only adds to the negativity that you're feeling. And I don't want to be a part of that because you have people threatening each other. You have people trying to destroy each other, you know, and you have people that obviously are trying to destroy themselves. Why would you want to feed that? Why would you want to add to the forces that are already against you? You're driving a truck, you're listening to podcasts, listen to the stuff that's going to help you. And right now, where a lot of people need help is not in the financial aspect, but in the mental aspect. How to become mentally strong, how to overcome obstacles in your mind. And a lot of people, and I said this 3 years ago, guys, 2 years ago. In order to get through what we're getting through, you're going to have to be physically strong, mentally strong, financially strong, and spiritually strong. You have to work up that fitness. You have to start working out, both up here and on your physical side. Because I'm telling you right now, with the things that I saw yesterday, we're in for some tough times. And it's up to you. No one's coming to save you except yourself. So how do you do that? And so why add that negative energy? Why absorb all the negative energy? You know, if people aren't watching mindless TikToks and YouTube Shorts and Facebook Reels, you're watching something that keeps your cortisol levels up, and that's no good for you. I don't complain about much. I'm more of a braggart. You are, man. You are. And that's good. That's what we like about you, Bill. That's what we like about you. I stopped complaining and now I'm lonely. That's funny. I bobtailed back from Tacoma area, ran up against my clock and head to time. So I got some recap hours to get home. Good deal. Hit the like, says Shannon. Do what Shannon says. Jose, what's up? Rock Van Life. Good morning to you all. Snorelord. It's coffee time for sure. It's only 4:20 hours here. Time to get moving, I guess. Temp only 29. What are you on the West Coast there? Or no, you're in Alaska. Yeah, I forgot about that. Hey Snorelord, is there a way I can contact you? I'm a carry out of Mid Missouri wanting to inquire about services you provide. Yes, the email is in the description. I think I mentioned that on a reply. I don't know, maybe my replies aren't coming through. Replies aren't coming through. So There is an email in the description of my videos. Email me there and you're good to go. Jackknife, you're moving now, right? I blame smooth trucking. We should all blame smooth trucking. Let's see, Big Houston, what's up? I hit that thumbs down button twice. Thank you, Truman. I appreciate that. I just hit the like button, then live chat, and got right back in here. Thank you. I appreciate that. Big Houston, man, do you look like Luke Combs? Big Houston's getting the beard thing going on. I mean, I'm all about that. Split brakes kick my butt. Been getting super expedited lows this week. That's probably where the money is. I thought that the other night during the CMA. Super tolls. Oh my gosh. Are you in New York? Are you still dealing with tolls? Or are you talking about trolls? Let's see. Pays tolls at a percentage contract, no bueno for the driver. Well, yeah, I mean, yeah, that's the thing. So Snyder, at one time, they paid tolls except for Ohio and Indiana. They paid your Pennsylvania tolls. They paid your Oklahoma tolls. And then when they went public, they're like, "Hey, man, that's expensive. Let's not do that anymore." And that was one of the perks of going from Landstar to Snyder, was that I was still making 65%, and I wasn't paying tolls for the most part, because their thinking was Ohio, Indiana. It's easy to avoid the tolls, right? But they would rather you stay on the toll road in Pennsylvania than try to cut through the woods and go down some goat trail and run over an Amish cart, right? Hold on a second. All right, I'm back. But now they don't do that. Now they don't pay your tolls. And now it's not even percentage. It's something called all-in rate. So it's basically, this is what we're going to give you. So yay for companies going public. Pneumatic Brit, hello from Effingham, Illinois. That's a good spot. That's a good spot to be in. Make sure you restart the computer before going live. I did. I just turned it on, and then I had to restart it again. So I don't know. We're close, Mark. I'm south of Milwaukee. That's not close to Effingham. What are you talking about? Get a map. The carrier's getting a percentage of the toll for free, probably. Yeah, I'm sure there's some deal going on, but evidently the profit share was like, hey, this isn't a great idea. And and look, if my buddy Steve Berger, he lived in Pennsylvania, and that was one of the big perks of why he didn't leave Schneider for a while, because he knew that tolls was a big deal. I mean, so I mean, if you're making mileage pay, I'm hoping that they're paying the tolls. Caleb Morning Snorelord, Old Man Winter will keep us humble. Yes, it will. He's actually going to come through the Ozarks. Actually, there's a threat of snow south, so I think that if I was in a tree stand tomorrow, I'd be getting snowed on. Good luck. I struck out pretty bad yesterday, but I posted my truck and at least got a call to move some crane mats over to Ohio for $1,400 for 300 miles. Deliver Saturday too. But then, are you going to sit all weekend in Ohio? Yeah. Look, I had people call me frustrated with the rates. It was, I got it. I did okay, but I didn't really book anything yesterday. Today is going to be interesting. Every Friday is victory. Yes, it is, Pneumatic Brit, and I know what you're talking about. I highly prefer dedicated contracts, stress-free, steady Eddie. Most of your bills come in steady. They don't care if you have a good month. They want that bill paid regardless. I agree with that. I'm all about consistency. Every day I'm still running is a great day. There you go. Use a Jedi mind trick on yourself, right? You said that twice. I'm heading to Clinton, Iowa. These are not the droids you're looking for. I am a Jedi. Shannon says she's a Jedi. Sending positive message reinforcement 420. Thank you, Sterling. Convert to me in British. Let's go. Use the Force truckers. They'll give me the dark side of the British Force. Let's see. Make sure you have a nose clamp that tote down sinks. Used to live across the river from there. Let's see. This trucking life. Good morning. I'm your governor. Okay, so we're still doing Star Wars here. I resemble that Mark. When in doubt, blame DIY. He's been kind of quiet here lately. I didn't get the notification, but that could be YouTube issues. I'm not getting YouTube notifications lately. Yeah, it gets screwy. Yeah, it sounds like Shannon went across 76. Yeah, $200 if you're heavy, if not more. Let's see. I started to really get into hair metal. It's not that bad. Just don't watch the stupid music. You know, Rick, that's funny you mentioned that. That was the biggest turnoff with a lot of metal for me in the beginning. And as a 14-year-old, I was confused on how these guys dressing up as girls bragging about getting some. That was perplexing to me. I was like, that was confusing to me. But then Metallica came out and said, "Hey, we can crush harder with t-shirt and jeans," and that there you go. That's why I got into thrash. Now I do like a couple of hair metal bands, but yeah, if you take the imagery out, there's some really good stuff, right? So the stuff that was written just to be rocking is good, but the stuff that was written for the radio, that's kind of dumb. Wonder Alaska wintertime. Head back. I can't even read that. No tolls. New York to Chicago. Now heading back to PA. Then West Virginia to Minnesota by Monday. Man, you're cooking and booking. Schneider will still do pay my tolls apart from Ohio, India's. I'm an old. Yes, if you're an old contract, you're good to go. But if I wanted to go back to Schneider right now, that perk would be gone for me. Winter tip: toll roads are often better salted and plowed than normal interstates. Sometimes paying the extra makes sense. And in Pennsylvania, they'll just shut them down. They'll be like, "Sucks to be you. Go home." So, but I agree with that. I do agree with that. Yeah, Illinois isn't just Chicago. I don't know what I'm saying. Yeah, not all of Illinois is Chicago. And you know what? Neither is Effingham. You really just need to look at a map. Nevada, get a map. See, Effingham is South Illinois, and you're Wisconsin. At least you're working. He's used the desert. Now who left the air conditioner on, right? Who turned on the fan? Yes, good old Alaska. Heading back to lower 48. Be back home next week. Had enough snow and cold for this winter. Yeah, you're going to go pretty far south. Jackknife, sometimes you just got to put the phone down, forget about low boards, and walk away, find something else to do. Nothing like sending multiple emails to brokers, hoping they respond back, try to figure out what rate they want. Jackknife, that's good. Thank you for the $20. I appreciate that. Now, I look, a lot of people call me for support, right? Hey, what are you seeing? What are you dealing with? Here's what I'm dealing with, which is great. But then, I don't know. It's. I think that 99% of the people I talk to that are struggling are their own worst enemy. And that's the thing. Get out of your heads. And you see it on Facebook. Look, there were some Facebook posts that I literally had to put the phone down. I'm like, okay, I've had enough of that. I mean, these rate pages and there's so many freight pages that I'm a part of. And they literally just everybody's falling apart. And in the same arguments, cheap freight, what is cheap freight? Stop taking cheap freight. Everybody park their trucks. Let's make the public pay for this. And that's what I addressed yesterday about the whole the public don't care. If you shut the truck down and their kid can't get their medicine or they can't get their Fruit Loops, they'll just be mad at you. They won't have any empathy for you. This world has no empathy for you. Business is not fair. And dealing with brokers is part of this game. And it doesn't matter how many times you say it on Facebook, it doesn't change the rates. It doesn't change the bad brokers. It doesn't change the bad carriers. Yeah, 250 miles is close. That's like, oh man, as a truck driver, you talk to a mortal human and you tell them, yeah, man, that's only 250 miles away. And people are like, you're talking to someone that might drive a mile to work every day and that's it. You're like, oh, 250 miles. Oh my gosh. Yep, meet up in Morrison with James. You're about 2 hours from him. Doing a lot of high value loads, so I'm only allowed to use Qualcomm navigation for security contract reasons. So I don't get to pick a toll road or not, and that makes sense. But you're being paid well. Wish everyone a happy Veterans Day, especially those that serve. Thank you. Cool trucking. Good morning, morning, Jeff. Why'd you call me Jeff? Pneumatic Brit, you will be within 20 miles of James Pass and Clinton. Smooth Trucking says AF94, A10 crew chief. Wheel burner, I'm paid mileage plus fuel surcharge. My company pays all the tolls. With the routes that I run, having to run around the tolls would add way too much time. So let me give you an example. There was a driver that wanted to use my services, and it did not end well. And so I book him a load. This is an outside carrier, not like trucking. Like trucking wouldn't put up with this. Okay. This is an outside carrier. And I booked him a load, 2,000 miles, 2000, I think, 9. It was from Salt Lake to Jessup, Maryland. This is after 28 phone calls back and forth because he had to approve whatever load I picked, which that doesn't work well. But hey, I'm game. I'll try it. And so finally, this is the load that he agreed on. We booked it on Wednesday for a Friday morning pickup. So Thursday morning, I'm in the middle of trying to book trucks. He calls me and goes, "We've got a problem." I'm like, "What?" "Well, you need to call the broker and get an extra $300. I was like, "What?" No, that doesn't work like that. I go, "Is there a reason why?" He goes, "Well, the mileage is off." "What do you mean?" He goes, "Well, look at the Raycon." So I look at the Raycon. It says 2,004 miles on the Raycon. And so I put up Google Maps, address to address, 2009 miles. I said they're only off by, several miles. "Well, what are you looking at?" I'm like, "Google Maps." "Well, I've got 2,200. "Well, I'm Google Maps. It's taking 80 across to this, I told them all the interstates. "Well, those are all toll roads." "Yeah, I know. That's why I didn't want to take that load, but that was the one you wanted." "Well, I need to go around the toll, so that's an extra 200 miles. I'm like, "Yeah, the broker don't care about that. He don't care about your fuel. He don't care about your toll expense. He don't care about, your big truck. His job is to get something moved from A to B at a certain price." Well, we need to cancel that load. All right, well, let me talk to your carrier because that's gonna suck. And sure enough, I called the broker and said, "Hey, my driver's refusing to do this load. I apologize. I'm having to give this load back." And that's so you have to do your homework, right? But the point is that tolls. Well, and that was the other thing. He agreed to the times, he agreed to everything, and then went later on. He's looking at it, he's like, "Oh, I'm gonna have to drive overnight. I don't do that." So between the tolls and having to drive overnight, you know, and that was a load that picked up Friday morning in Salt Lake, zero deadhead, delivering Wednesday. And so after I was like, you know what, this ain't gonna work. He goes, well, what am I gonna do? I'm like, talk to your carrier because I just literally wasted 6 hours with this. And he's like, okay, he apologized or whatever. And I was like, so later on, his carrier, who I'm friends with, he calls me up and he goes, yeah, this is what we got. Something that didn't pick up till Sunday night, 400 miles away, going to Jersey. And I'm just like, meanwhile, the original thing that I had him on that he also rejected would have had $3,000 in his pocket in Indianapolis and the best market in the country at that time. He refused it. No, it's got to be a long run. Well, you can either make $1,000 less going southeast or $1,000 more dealing with tolls and expensive fuel. But what do I know? And that goes back to what the original question was going to be from the original live feed, is that no one listens to me. It's like, and look, I'm not some be all end all, but it's kind of frustrating when I do know a few things and it just goes over the head. And I'm telling you this with every fiber in my being, and I would be doing this if I was running my truck. You're going to have to start doing the things that you don't want to do. Overnights, multi-stops, running areas you don't normally run, not going home. That's how you survive this market if you're spot dealing with brokers. Now, the way I look at it is if I have to go, if someone said, Steve, hey, check it out. So you're going to have to take a load out to Washington. It's 45,000 pounds. You got to go. You got to do that, or else you're going to file bankruptcy and have to get a company job that you won't be able to control where you go. Okay, well, I guess I'm going to Washington. If that was my only option, I would do that. So it's important for me to have the skill set to be able to do that and the ability the ability to do that. So what do I, so I have to look at the Washington market. I have the skill set to do that. And if it keeps me from going bankrupt, I will do the things that I don't want to do because that's not a normal run for me, right? And that's what a lot of people are missing out on. Carriers are losing drivers because they can't get home on the weekends, and then what do? They get a job that keeps them out for the weekend, where they have no control. When if they would have just changed their running area or their timeout away from the house, they probably could have been okay. And so what happened with this market last year is everybody got soft because it was too easy. And so now that everybody's struggling, they're having to do the things that they don't want to do. And that's part of running a business is sacrifice. T-Bone, good morning. Oh, and the Canadians have entered the building. Wheel burner. Nice. Thank you for your service. The A-10s do train near my house. Love to hear that 30 millimeter cannon. That's a good question, and some of it is, some of it ain't. Right? Britt, top of the morning. Okay, so everybody's saying hi. Hell, doing good. Finally got a $1.50 from Tampa to Knoxville. That's not bad. Pantera, there you go. Pantera started off as a hair band. Let's see, everybody's talking about the military. MTV killed the video stars. They did. Start over, says Jeffrey Like. The professor's in the house. Yep, he's gonna come in and say, "What the hell is Steve talking about?" No, I should say they're not always training here, but uncommon to see two flying together driving. Let's see, Grafton, what's up? Glad to see you in here. Come on with it. Oh, you're talking about rates and lanes. This guy's banging the government to come in. The guys, yeah. All right, I will look at it as soon as this live feed is over. WC Finvader. Stay focused, set sensible goals, and stay the course. Thank you, Britt. Thank you very much. That's all that needs to be done. And you know what? Look, Nomadic Britt has shared some numbers with me, and he is an amazing business person. The mindset on that dude is just, man. And Schneider knows it. Schneider takes care of him, right? He's found the niche market that a lot of people don't want to do. He has the bonus of the mega carrier behind him. The only thing he's struggling with, besides personal stuff at home, is the fuel costs. And it's not even a struggle. It's just less net. But he still goes. He still goes and goes. I'm proud to call him a friend. If everybody had the same, if all these people on Facebook that are like complaining about everything had the same mindset as the Manic Brit, you'd be fine. It's that simple. He inspires me. I don't ever see posts of little mom and pop restaurants begging the government to come in and crush their competition or put a cap on how much their marketing campaign company can charge. Absolutely. Well, I mean, yeah, you're right. I mean, you had people protesting for minimum wage to go up, but other than that, yes. I mean, look, we're a very unique industry. And a lot of small businesses in other industries have been attacked. And now it's our turn. It's just our turn. So you got to have your wits about you. You know, last night we had a dinner with some friends. Went to a restaurant. It was amazing because the food was good. It was reasonably priced. And it was a great atmosphere, great service. It was a trip. It was like, wow, this is like pre-COVID. Awesome. I mean, I got a steak dinner cheaper than you could buy a steak at Walmart for. And it was good. It wasn't like some shoe leather that that got tossed in the back. It was actually good. I enjoyed every minute of it. And the first thing I asked in my head was, wonder what their secret is. Wonder what they're doing different that. Because we went to Outback and it was mega expensive. It was for our anniversary. And it wasn't even that awesome. It wasn't like $100 awesome. It was just okay. So small businesses are struggling. Everybody's struggling right now, guys. And you know what? Most people don't even realize it. Acknowledging there is a negative echo chamber is 99% of the problem. I'm really trying to stay away from some of the platforms. Thank you, Stuart. Yeah, don't contribute to these. Because look, sometimes people see the number in the left-hand corner of the StreamYard and it inspires them to say a bunch of crap that they shouldn't be saying. I know it does with me sometimes. My ego gets away from me every now and then. I got to beat it with a stick and put it back in its cage. Will you ever endorse new trucks? Jeff's right. They win every time. The new truck versus old truck thing, I don't. That's a meaningless argument to me, and here's why. I've had some, and Jeff's done this too. If you look at the numbers, it's actually cheaper to run the new truck. But the problem is getting the new truck. Getting a bank loan right now is incredibly hard. And you have to have a lot of cash flow to get a bank loan or a dealer financing on a new truck. So the only other way you get a new truck is through leasing. And leasing is expensive. It has its benefits, but it also has its downfalls. So if a new truck fits your model, then that's great. If your model does okay with an older truck, then that works too. Whatever works for you. Now, would I want to go to Washington in this truck? I'd be scared. I mean, the truck's well maintained. It's solid. Knock on wood. But at the same time, I would have more faith going coast to coast on a truck that was new, had a warranty, and had a backup plan if it goes down. And that's where leasing works. And so it's not, I don't endorse anything. I don't sit there and go, well, paid off trucks are the only way to go. The paid off trucks can make you lazy. Because either way, that truck's going to cost you more money than you want to spend, regardless if it's new, used. The one that you want to avoid is the truck that's high priced, high monthly payment with no warranty. That's the killer. Because Nomadic Brit's doing very well with a 7-year-old paid off truck, and he plans on rebuilding the engine soon. And then you have other people. I think Wheelburner said that they trade their trucks in every 3 or 4 years, which that's a good method too. Whatever works for you, right? The problem is most people, like myself, have paid off trucks, but then they don't save for the rebuild, or they don't save for equipment replacement. And the other aspect, the negative sides of having a new truck, is that they're built like crap nowadays. They all have their problems, but they seem to be more and more as they get more technologically advanced. So whatever works, I don't care. I've never been the old truck versus new truck guy. If I had to choose one way to do things, it would be a full maintenance lease with the option to buy, where that check engine light comes on. It's not my problem. Need a tow truck? Not my bill. And that's how Jeff built his company. Because truck ownership, that's just a title, right? You're investing a lot of money on depreciating equipment, and this is all the repairs ever done on my truck. All the repairs ever done on my truck since mile one. One of these days, I'm going to add up all this money. It's probably about $300,000 worth of repairs right there. You have a Positively Boring channel, TBT. Let's see, everybody's saying hi again. You guys would punch me in the face if you knew my net. I run contract flat rate. Why would we? We're not violent here. Trucking doesn't care about your feelings, says DIY, and that's true. I knew I was making less than a lot of people in 21, but I stayed with my contract because I knew the market would turn. It's look, to me, I've always been about consistency, right? And I firmly believe that you can create consistency in the spot market. It can be done, but you are more susceptible to the ebbs and flows and the obstacles that come along. Good morning, Stephen Drivers, G Star. Greetings from Zanesville, Ohio. Unloading at Dollar General. Winter is here, folks. Yeah, I've got a truck going in there Monday. Not always smart, but I have my moments. Morning from Mobile, 69 and sunny. Not for long. Tortoise and hare didn't get past you, sir. Right? Let's see. Anytime you get a decent load out of Salt Lake City, you take it. Pam, that was the killer. That was the killer. Aesop's Fables was required reading in my grade school. I remember. Good morning, Steve. Says CD and Freight Broker is frustrating, but Jeff, you and other YouTubers have been providing free professional knowledge that many have not activated within their business yet. Easily done. Yeah, it brings me down sometimes because I just want to help, but you can only lead a horse to water, right? I can't imagine having to approve a load with the driver before booking in this market. You need to be quick. Absolutely. You know, it's funny. This one broker, he's texting me. He's texting me right now, as a matter of fact. And he's like, "What do you got?" I'll say, "Oh, I got an empty truck here and I got an empty truck here. What do you got?" He's like, "Okay." And then before he puts the first thing, I'm like, "All right, that dude's covered." He's like, "What?" I'm like, "Dude, I'm fast. I mean, you got to be quick with me. When you're dispatching 4 or 5 or 6 drivers, you can't screw around." So, while your superiors are him and hawing about my extra $200 I want, you know, I've got it with another broker like instantly. And I told him, I said, "I move fast, man." And look, the guy said he had faith in me, but he didn't. And I understand that. I understand not having faith in a dispatcher. I get it. I would not have faith in me. Well, I wouldn't have faith in somebody else if I didn't know. But he said, but we talked for hours. He was like, "You seem very knowledgeable. I like what you do." Jerry, Jerry speaks highly of you. So I mean, it's I'm really looking forward. But he was scared, and I looked at things differently. The guy, me, who's been in the spot market for 6 years now, versus the guy who's never been in the spot market. And that wasn't enough. He just if he and so later on when I said, "Look, man, I'm cutting this tie because number one, I can't cancel loads all the time." Luckily, Rig Runners wasn't tied to this because the Raycons went directly to the carrier. I didn't even see the Raycon until it's signed by somebody else. So Rig Runners was not a part of that. I said, "Dude, I can't have this." I call them up. I call up the broker, say, "Hey, I'm with so and so and with so and so carrier. I'm looking at this load, da 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 da." So luckily, but had that been a like truck, there's no way I would have done that because we don't put up with that here at Like Trucking. Stop looking for loads after you've booked one. Look for the next one. There's always going to be something better that you could have booked. Always. Don't dwell on it. I mean, there were people at Schneider that were canceling loads left and right because they found something else that was better. This ain't a buffet, dude. You gotta pick your deal and go and look at the next load. A lot of wasted effort. Still looking at the load board. Now, if you have suspicions that your load's going to cancel, or if they're taking 4 hours to load and you're about ready to bounce, then yes, look. But don't sit there, a day later and go, you know what, I don't think I want that load. Because brokers hate that. So, and it makes the carrier look bad. And with all the internet, carrier 411 and all that, man, they will hammer you. Killians, what's up? That's one reason I don't just take the highest rate, especially now 9% of the time. The rate is not high enough to get out of the area you went into and profit. There's a lot of math that's involved with that, right? That's it, Steve. See, my point was 8 a.m. Sleep at the parking lot. Checked in at 5. Early driver. Avoid the traffic jams. There you go. That's how you do it. Let's see. Come on. Smart. Yep, that's smart. We remember those soldiers fought for the freedoms we had today. Hit my 1-year lease operator birthday and 113,000 miles ran. That's not bad. I know people that are doing a lot more miles, but it's all about quality, not quantity. What good's 150,000 miles in a year if you're making $1 a mile? LOL, with flatbed right now, you have to have sacrificed half your loads for the week to profit on the spot market. Jackknife, I actually had somebody call me that was struggling, needed some advice. He was a flatbedder and didn't want a tarp. Let that sink in. My son, he's being funny. I love Shannon's plan of acquiring a tractor. Brilliant. Facebook is the devil. This truck and life, A10 strain. Okay, talk about military stuff. He does. He does. Pneumatic Brit does have it figured out. Richardson's Carrier LLC. Good morning. Appreciate you, Steve. No, I appreciate you, Britt. Most of the restaurants I've gone to are in major metropolitan areas. Suck right now. They're understaffed. The smaller ones in the six had people that are more determined and will bust their butt. That is absolutely true. David, what's up? It's hard to find good help, but the people make all the difference in any business. That is true. I'm sure getting a bank loan is going to be next to impossible, almost impossible with the higher rates, let alone all the defaults the banks are going to start seeing. They kind of went hand in hand. All right, so, and that's true. That's what happened for the last collapse, right? So, Jeff and I were talking about buying trailers, and yeah, the fire sale is going to happen January 1st. You better believe it. No, we don't want everyone to work like Brit. If so, this down market will be much worse because everyone would be efficient. That's funny. But with both feet, he makes with both feet makes a good point. Ready? If everybody around you is falling apart and can't run efficiently, and you do, you've got your act together, you're going to win every time. And that's a commodity within itself. Leasing was such a blessing for me personally, paying out a 3-year lease in less than a year and a half. 21 model T680s still has ultra low miles, and I got new green APU on it. Thankful I am. It sounds like you've got it together, man. 40,000 for a rebuild is a lot safer bet than buying a $60,000 used truck without a warranty that you have no idea who owned and what they did. That is true. DIY owns an old Century or Columbia, I forget, but it's nothing but a moneymaker. And you know what? But he can work on it, and he works with it. So, again, And that's what I'm talking about, cool trucking. The new truck versus old truck, that is an invalid argument in my world because I don't care. I have a paid off truck, and there are times when I wish I had a new truck. Okay. They both work for whatever. You know, Jeff likes a new truck, DIY likes an old truck. But I do know this, that there is a war against old trucks. They don't want outdated equipment out there. And so the government's doing everything they can to make sure that doesn't happen in the future. But other than that, I don't care. I mean, we could do the numbers all day long. There are advantages and disadvantages to both. And I know because I've had both. Well, I haven't had a brand new truck. I mean, other than being a company driver. But I did have a truck with a warranty that had lower payments, so that was a good deal. That's why I'm going to lease every 3 years once I find freight that's reliable, right? Shannon, congratulations. Everybody's saying hi. I chose the waterboarding method. LOL. No, know what you're talking about. Diane just wiped out 2 or 3 doves. The flock was eating grain on the dotted line. Yeah, there was another one of her driver that smacked the bird. I saw it on the camera. It's not so much he didn't have faith. It wasn't he didn't want to put in the work with that example you just put out. I mean, I'm behind on comments. That was 5 minutes ago. Well, look, okay, so you're talking about the guy I was booking for. So I told him, I said, with all the things that you're throwing at me, you have the skill set to dispatch yourself. So you're pretty much if you got the skill set, because here's what happened, Stuart, with that guy. So after we canceled the next load, I did try to book him one more load. He goes, "I'll leave you alone. I'll let you do what you do." And then while I'm looking at the load board, now trying to find a last minute load, he sends me like 8 screenshots from the 123 load board within 5 minutes. I called him up and said, "Dude, I can't do this. Either you have faith in me or you don't. You have the skill set to do this. You should probably do this." And so his carrier had to help him for a little bit. And now he's doing great. I talked to the carrier the other day and he's like, "Yeah, he's doing great. He took this like fish to water." I'm like, "Oh, good." All he did was aggravate and waste time. If I get a new engine, I'll pay with my Amex and get all those points, baby. There you go. Don't be hard, birds. It's not your fault the birds got in their way. Sometimes I feel like the trucking industry is going through what the music industry went through in transition to streaming. Trucking with click and go and AI rates, human element getting less and less each day. And with the layoffs, now Sage texted me yesterday about TQL doing layoffs, but I haven't seen anything on that yet. But we all know that Sage Robinson's doing layoffs. Vultures have to eat too. Circle of Life, Lion King. Nobody hit a home run every single time, but the guys out here with the highest batting average are going to be the ones that survive. Yeah, everybody ever seen the movie Moneyball? Big Rig CEO did a whole video about Moneyball. About that was and look, that's how you worked at Schneider. Landstar, you had to go coast to coast to kind of make the best money if you're working off the low board. But Schneider, it was those short runs that you can drop and hook. And so, at the end of the week, you're like, holy crap, I just made like $5,000. Cool. Net to the truck. Because you want the players that get on base every single time they go up to hit. That's consistency. If you swing for home runs all the time, that's where you find yourself sitting at the truck stop for 2 days wondering why you're not making any money. Get mad now. I've got a lien on 2 trucks, 4 reefers, and a 7-car trailer. 120,000 package deal. On my way to look it over. Holy moly! that's that might be a good deal. Mac Brick works hard because he doesn't want to get deported back to the land of tea and crumpets. We know he loves us. As long as Nomadic Brick keeps working as hard as he is, U.S. immigration can't keep up. USA make America Great Britain again. You pay less tax. Boom. Yeah, Buck Brown, that might be that might be good. All right, Mr. Like says, if you have to run a truck that has to support a family, the best truck to get, if you can get, is a full maintenance lease, hands down. No worries, and you can concentrate on building a business. Here's the thing. So this is where I agree with Jeff. Okay. One of the many things I agree with Jeff. It's not like this is the only thing, you know. It took Jeff a little bit of convincing to me about full maintenance leases back when he was doing one. And so if you're full maintenance lease, number one, the payment's got to be manageable. That's number one. Number two, the short game works better if it's a mileage. You know, most of them are, a flat rate plus mileage. So that's where Jeff became a master at the short game. And Schneider provided that platform. And then even when Jeff went in the spot market, he kind of did the same thing. Every now and then, him and Gear Grabber would take a load out to Florida or Alabama. Then he'd right back up there. But anyways, those are the old school Jeffrey like days. So, if you run your business efficiently and you're able to save money, let's say, after a year you've got maybe say 20, 30 grand in the bank, that truck will never ask for that money. Whereas even a paid off truck, you could save up 30 grand and the next thing you know, that's only half your engine rebuild if it comes up unexpectedly. So so if you're a sole breadwinner, you need something that's reliable that's not going to take all your savings away. Now, if the truck's down and you use the savings to pay bills, that's a different story. But for the most part, you're not that a tow bill alone could be $3 to $5 grand. Depending on where you break down at. So I agree with that statement. Do I like having my paid off truck? Yeah, but if my family had to rely on that thing and I had to run 120,000 miles a year, it's coming. The breakdown's coming. No matter how well I maintain that. And since I'm not mechanically inclined, like DIY, that's going to be a challenge. Since PACCAR needs the dealers only on the engine stuff, now I'm paying $200 for labor. Not to mention the overpriced parts, which they all do that now. So if Jeff flips me the bird, I got to go and get my own numbers, and my wife loses her ability to work. Now it's all on me. I'm going to try to get a full maintenance lease. If this was Moneyball, I'm not hitting it out of the park every week, but I'm getting on base every single time. That is it. Moneyball, great movie. You can apply those concepts to a lot of different areas of your life, whether it be business or personal. Absolutely. Set small goals. Brokers will only lay off if they have employees, not real salespeople versus independent agents who are 100% commission. I have to sell, build relationships to earn my living like many other agents. I agree. If you have an old truck with emissions, the new truck is better. But 2003 older, that's best. If you can work on them and if you can find the parts for them. That's a challenge. I've never bought DEF. Yeah. Look, the minute The minute that the government will say, "Hey, you don't need DEF trucks anymore," I'll be the first in line. If they ever say if you delete your truck, it's not illegal, I'll be the first in line. Trust me, I think the DEF stuff's more harmful to the environment than a little bit of smoke. You bought Def Leppard. Seeing a lot of layoffs are middle management, not the boots on the ground. Middle management is what's calculating lane rates. My bet is that AI is taking their role. That is taking their role. Now, is it easy to get a full maintenance lease? No. It's either costly or you got to have a lot of ducks in the row to get it. Hey, there's a reason for that. Because they only want people that know their act to do those. I will say this, when everybody is crying about rates, I'm out here with some of the highest cost running spot market, putting money back still. There you go. It goes about what I was saying yesterday, mindset. It's about mindset. Like, we can sit here and I can tell you to run your numbers and get a program and run these areas all I want. But if you don't have the right mindset, it's all a wash. It's all a waste. And I think that's what we're seeing in this market is there's a lot of people that just don't have the mindset to do this. Cool trucking and Jeff, I agree. Peace of mind and protection from high repair bills makes things a lot easier. I like full maintenance lease. If I broke down, I get a truck in the shop for 40 hours. I'm single, live out of the trucks. My address is anywhere USA. Full maintenance lease that I had paid for everything, including towing of truck and trailer. So when the truck broke down, there was no stress about what was going to cost. All cash in the bank stayed there. And that is a great method to do this. With that, I have sacrificed home time, but I will be home for holidays. It could be done and done profitable. And look, Chucky just ain't whistling Dixie, man. He's got a Snyder Finance truck in the spot market with his own authority. And he's making it. He's not on Facebook crying. Now, I question some of the channels he watches, but, that's him. Now, Chucky's good people. Met him and his wife a while ago, and great people. One of those doves just busted the heck out of her grill. Oh, man, that's not good. That's not good. Wonder if it's on the camera. Wonder if I'll see it on the camera there. Did you slam on the brakes? Yes, John, just not running that one currently. Yeah, Chucky's got a spare truck. You losers only got one truck. He's got two. Nah, I'm just kidding. But it's about mindset, right? I can show you this low board stuff, but whatever, right? But we're gonna do it anyways. All right, so if my interwebs will work correctly. 48065 is the code if you want to try out the 123 low board. All right. Well, let's check our load availability map. There's the density list if it will load. Again, this is my internet. The interwebs. I saw a video of a turkey get into a truck that was crazy. So something happened to my dad, okay? So, back in the cab over days, he's driving his Peterbilt 362. He's going down the road. And of course, it didn't have any AC at that time, or he just had the windows open. He hits a bird and it gets in the truck. It's like a hawk. And this thing's flapping around the cab, and he's trying to protect his eyes, because they got claws like this size, and he's driving like, the guy gets on the CB because that's what they did back then. People got on their CBs and asked how if drivers were okay. That's what they did back then in those days. Anyways, driver, you okay? And he's like, yeah, there's a bird. And the bird stopped. He's like, yeah, a bird was in here, and I think it's gone now. He thought it just went right back out. So about 10 minutes later, the bird must have came to and started the same thing. So he had to end up pulling over and then opening the door and trying to get him out. And it made for some cool feathers that he put in his cowboy hat. so yeah, I mean, that's the danger of running with your windows open, you cigarette smokers. Show low board feet or depression. Oh, come on now. Let's do flatbed since Mr. Jackknife is in here. Let's look at pie here. See what kind of rates. You want to go from York, PA to New Jersey for $575? How many miles is that? Let's take a look at that. Conestoga. Ooh. 146 miles for $575. I wonder if that's a partial. That's got to be a partial. Look at their credit rating on TransCredit. 87. Huh. Interesting. Yeah, they're definitely getting below the averages here. Kind of steady coming out of PA going to Louisiana. I almost said LA, but that would only be half correct. But look at that's a low count out of Louisiana. So, all right, let's look at reefer. Reefer's actually been easier to book here lately than the van. Yeah, there's more green. That's why. So, look at even Georgia lighting up here. Utah lighting up. So that's cool. That wasn't like that yesterday, I don't believe. And then let's look at van. Circle of death. Yeah, that's not looking good. Arizona green. What the hell's that about? Going to Vegas, Utah. Here's one going to Joliet. See what that looks like. That's the one I would take. Let's see. $1.58 a mile. No. Oh, drop trailer. Been seeing a lot of that lately too. A lot of these warehouses are bursting at the seam. They're not even sure if they can unload the stuff, so they want drop trailers, even in flatbed. Or no, this is No, this is van. Sorry. Everything's going to Vegas. Here's one going to Davenport. $850. 53 cents a mile. Van or flatbed. 8,000 pounds. That's probably a partial. Don't do that. Let's see. Here we go. Tempe to St. Cloud. Another partial. See, one box, 98 inches wide, 93 inches tall. It's those big U-Haul boxes. I think you can fit three of them on a 53. Depending on how big they are, but that's got to be if that's not a partial, shame on that broker. To be honest with you. There we go. Here's Scottsdale to Boston, 4,900. That might be about right on the rate. They're above the average, so I wonder if it's got multiple stops. Exhibit materials, high value. There you go. So what you can do is you call this broker and say, "Hey, United Transportation, hey, how many of these do you got? Hook me up." Here's another good one going to Wisconsin. That's not until the 27th. Holy crap. So that's a no-go if you're looking for a load today. So but those are your load ratios. Box truck map is the best. And we'll do box truck. Oh, where is it? Straight box truck. There we go. Take that off of. Take that man off. There you go. That's not too bad. I think you were thinking of the boat hauler. The boat hauler map was the best. Today, everyone, take a few minutes to be proud of what you did to positively impact your business. Make a new connection. Found lower fuel costs. Update ID or TMS. Pick something yourself. Good vibes. There you go. Good vibes. No, it didn't hit the brakes, so it won't be on camera. That's why I didn't mind doing my deal after trucking since '93. I just got a little knowledge about managing finances, all about the pennies. There you go. Orion, what's up, man? Good to see you, my friend. Yep, watch the pennies, the dollars will grow, right? Come help me pull a portable building to Shawnee. I could be the pilot car. That'd be fun. Man, if I was closer, I would, dude. That'd be fun. I'll be the guy with the flags and the CB telling you, hey, there's a bridge coming up. Just right before my first message I sent, that should be just before that time. Okay. Oh, yeah, I guess I could access the camera for that. Thanks for a great show. I have to go. Yep, I'm kind of long in the tooth today. Take care, CDN. I appreciate CDN's another one. I appreciate his friendship. Gotta love these carriers bidding. Jamie Hunt loads down to $1.20 a mile out of South Carolina. Scared of a little rain. SMH. I agree with you, sir. With the Mississippi being so low, now is an awesome time to be a bulk commodity hauler. Just saying. Thank you, Snorelord. I watch many channels, good, bad, ugly, and clowns. I can't teach, so I learn. You can learn from any content, whether it's what to do or what not to do, or how to act or how not to act. That's funny. Yep, Nomadic Brits bulk contract. He's good to go. Can you have a better deal? Can you get a better deal if a broker books a chain of loads together for you? I'd say at least ask what they have. Yes, I went over that yesterday. And 1, 2, 3 makes that easy. So let's say that you're let's find the load here. Let's say you've got a reefer picking up today from Mercersburg, Pennsylvania, anywhere. So you click search. Oh, wow. Here's the load going to Cookeville, Tennessee. Who's got that? Pivot Supply Chain. So you look at the load info and you're like, okay, let's see if, we'll wheel and deal. And then what you can do is you go over here, look at the company, make sure they're all good here. They look good here. And then you can see all their loads. Click view loads from just that brokerage. And then boom, there you go. And so you look, there's their load going from Pennsylvania to Tennessee. Look to see if they got anything out of Tennessee. So they don't. But if they did, okay, so I wonder what the deadhead is from Cookeville, Tennessee to, well, no, that wouldn't work. I'm dumb. So when you do the bigger brokers, there's more chance of that happening. So let's look at, let's do the SRAM Logistics. They seem to have a lot of stuff. So you click on there, York, PA to Nashua, New Hampshire. Go down, scroll to where it says company loads, view, 422 possible loads. So obviously they got a lot of freight. You can at least see where they're coming out of. They got a lot of California freight. So if you lived in Michigan, they got some stuff. If you live in Florida, they got some stuff. They got loads kind of all over. So there's more of a chance to find something that you can link together. So this load here is where picking up, and you can fine tune that search. So this load's delivering in New Hampshire. View loads, and check this out. Close that. Put Nashua, New Hampshire, and they got 9 loads. And so you can see, so you can string something together. So you can literally do Pennsylvania to New Hampshire, and then New Hampshire to Atlanta, and then see if they got anything coming out of Atlanta. So I mean that's what I mean. You got to manipulate the tools that you have in front of you. If you're just using only one load board, or if you're not, I know guys in the spot market that they're not even subscribed to any load boards. They're using all click and goes and um the app stuff. I quote according to my cents per mile, not load ratio average. I will adjust my profit margin if we get close. There you go. What companies do a full service lease purchase on one tractor with new authority? I do not know, Truman. That's most Freightliner, number one, will not. They will not do a full service lease on a one truck authority. So I would look into Pack Lease, and I think I would look into Tri-State, which handle Mack and Volvo. I would look to see, but a lot of them want 3 years of business 1099s before they'll even consider it. And that's what I mean. That they're hard to find, and they're so if you want to sign on with a company that has those full maintenance leases, which there are a few of them out there, then that could be a good deal. I have a couple of friends doing that right now that are doing very well. And that's something that Jeff has talked about offering if maybe in the future. No, that's Schneider Finance is not a full maintenance lease. You're still liable for all the repairs and stuff if they're not under warranty. I'll take some. A freshening. Hot me up. My wife's awesome. Then there's a chance. Okay, so Buck Brown and Brad are talking. I had to leave for a few minutes while I crossed the border. Canada Customs doesn't appreciate Snorelord the way the rest of us do. No, they don't. Dang Canadians. Watch leasing is the easiest. Wasatch Wasatch Leasing is the easiest place to get a truck from. They don't need anything except $10K down. Payment, full maintenance lease, 4 years. There you go, Killians. Thank you. See, that's the thing, man. You network with the right people, someone will have an answer. If I don't have an answer, I'm not going to fake it. I'm going to tell you what I know, and then somebody else might chime in, and that's great. That's the great thing about these live feeds. Anyways, guys, I'm going to get off of here. It is Friday. I hope you have your weekend planned out. If not, you might be sitting, or you might be doing a rate that you don't like, or you might be going somewhere you don't want to go. If you have any comments, questions, or concerns, my email is in the description, and I could try to help you, but most of the time, I think most people that call me, they know what they need to do. They just won't do it. So with that being said, thanks for watching. I leave you with strength for today, hope for tomorrow. And you know what? Let's all be like Nomadic Brit, okay? Let's all be like Nomadic Brit. And if you thanks for the thumbs up. If you've given me a thumbs up, thanks for watching. All the thumbs up helps support the channel. Thanks for the super chats I got today. I appreciate that. And you guys are awesome. You're the reason why I'm here. So with that being said, peace. Bang your head. Just don't crash.